Tony, welcome to go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on? What? All right, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Telling all your friends the party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show. I'm gonna get my sticks. mic is live and clear for you and all to hear. Knockem Day. Knockem Day. Comedy show.
Tony, you're the best. You're hysterical. Tony, you're a phony baloney. Listen. All right, I'm going to write Tony a song right here. Ready? Tony. He's full of baloney. Tony, come on, man. Help me out here. Tony, don't get emotional. Tony, I love you. All right, Mr. Walker. All right, because of all this bullshit with Tony Walker, I'm losing people as we sit here. I'm watching the numbers go. All right. Tony, you're the best. You're hysterical.
Okay, mics are on. Hi, everybody. We had to watch what we're saying around here. Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's Monday. It's President's Day. We got a full house here. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a good one, folks. Jeff is here. Fat Jay is here. Don is here. And Will Scharen is here.
Yeah.
And and Tyler, just got a text. Tyler Noble will be joining us as well.
Full boat, everybody.
Yeah,
Full house
this
here.
is a fun one. Bear with me. I'm just setting up camera angles here. Let's see. Yep. Let's see. Will, say hi.
Let's go to the videotape.
All right, just want to make sure I had the right mic on. All right, cool. We are all set. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Happy President's Day. Is that something we say? Do we say Happy President's Day?
You can. Why not?
Yeah. Okay.
Blessed President's Day.
We
Yeah. Blessed President's Day.
I'm waiting for I'm waiting for them to try to cancel President's Day. Like that lady, what's her name, Waters, Maxine. We should not have President's Day anymore. I don't want President's Day. And Elon was not voted in. He is not the president.
There's going to be like a ladies' temperance for President's Day. There's going to be a whole grassroots movement.
Yeah, they'll sing songs about it. No more President's Day.
I gotta tell you, I thought that after the election everything would die down.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, God.
I did too.
My God, has
Not
it
even
just gotten
close.
so much worse?
Well, because we put their hands in their cookie jar, man.
Oh, bro, these people are crazy.
Would you say it's
Everybody's
worse?
nuts.
It hasn't calmed down as much as I thought or hoped, but I wouldn't. I don't know if
It's not worse because the people haven't bought into the others. Like, they're not rioting in the streets. It's not like 2020 burning that. It's not worse in that way, but it's the same, like Jay saying, in the fact that they keep pushing, like, everything Trump does, they stand in the way. Everything.
Yeah.
They can't say anything that this dude does is good. And, like, with the other last 4 years, we were at least able to say certain things were good, like when Biden would fall up the steps. We thought that was hilarious. So, like, I think...
Or ride a bike.
Yeah.
Or give a speech.
Yeah. Or sleep on the beach.
Sick.
No, it hasn't relaxed at all.
No.
But
Like,
people are
Facebook is
nuts.
just
They're-
so
It's
crazy.
done, man. It's done. I put something on Facebook the other day. I said, I wish Facebook would just say no political posts for a month.
Oh,
Dude,
it's enough.
I
is
wish
enough.
I had the time to sit there. I watch these people. I'm like, your job lets you comment on Facebook for 5 hours a day?
I hate when I see somebody that I like that says something really stupid that I disagree with, and then you go through that do I want to respond to this? Or do I
not
just
worth
want to like
Like,
unfriend them,
there's
block
about
them?
eight-
Like,
at
Not
least
worth
6 times a day, I type something out, and then I'm like, nah, nah. Like, I don't want to go down that road. Like, nah.
yeah, it's not worth it, and that's like, you know, I'm just like, because then I know what's going to happen. Let's just say somebody says something I disagree with, whatever it is, and then I answer. Now all of a sudden there's like 6 or 7 other people that pile on, and I'm
Yup.
fighting now like all these other people, and then they research you, and then they'll say something. Oh yeah, just watch your stupid podcast. You're an idiot, you know, whatever. And then they know me.
But
Your kids are ugly too.
If they're watching, watching the podcast, that's good. Even negative attention
Yeah,
is good attention.
exactly.
Well,
Keep the
yeah.
algorithm going, baby. Conversations
yeah,
on Friday nights.
Well, yeah, we had a little, drama in here on Friday, and yeah, sure enough, I got people, reaching out to me after. What was that?
What happened?
Tom Kelly was in here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Tom Kelly.
He hates Trump.
I believe I believe he likes Massapequa though.
I think a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tom Kelly. Everybody check him out on Instagram. He's killing it.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
absolutely.
funny.
But he's,
The-
for lack of a better word, he can be sensitive. I don't know what other word I just can't think of another word right, because it's not really all the way sensitive, but he just I don't know. I guess if something triggers him, he goes, and him and Fremder. I mean, we didn't get off the air till after 1 o'clock on Friday because he was just
Because you still let Fremder in. He hit him with a stupid comment. Someone finally went back at him.
and that's exactly what happened.
And that's I've told you for 5 years, get rid of fucking Fremder. You feed into it.
I totally. Well, in my defense,
Fremder's made 6 comments already. What are these guys in a circle jerk?
If that's an actual quote, I would be so happy.
That's what he quotes.
Oh,
Look at the comments.
it is.
And
kinda
Tony's
horrible.
sitting there reading it, laughing like that. So he thinks
Andrew
it's funny,
Fremder said,
you know?
"Take my wife, please."
Right, but then we make fun of him. We tell him how bad his jokes are, and in this case, he has badmouthed Tom Kelly before, and he was, doing it again. I'm like, fuck it, Tom. And Tom Kelly said, he goes, "Any comments coming in?" I was like, screw it. If Fremder, he says it. He said it plenty of times. So now, if he's putting it up there again, he wants it seen.
What,
So I was
Tom?
like, Tom.
What did he say?
Oh, Tom.
No. What did Fremder
Oh,
say?
Fremder. Apparently, last year, Fremder did almost like an email blast on Messenger. A book came out that he did some artwork for.
Ink blots or something.
Yeah, that's it. That's the name of the book.
Everybody check it out. It's a great book. Andrew Fremder did all the artwork for it. He's selling. It's on Amazon. I think it's doing pretty well.
Fremder is a talented guy. The artwork was good. He also writes like movie scores, and I've heard some of it. It's pretty good. But he just did this blanket blast with no explanation. It was just the link. And Tom Kelly, being Tom Kelly, wrote back to him. I don't even know who you are. There's no preface to this. This could be spam for all I know. Why? This is not a way to sell a book. Stuff like
so
this
it's
just
a personal
pisses.
beef.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so Fremder wrote all that in the comments, and then he said this, and then he said that, and then Tom said, I don't recall saying it the way I don't recall saying it the way that you're putting
On
it
the
out
air,
there.
he fact checked it on the air. He went on his phone,
And
went
he
back,
was-
and read the
right.
comment. And
So then he went to town on Fremder. Yes.
Oh, that is great. I opened for Tom on Saturday. Killer show. Killer show.
Where,
He-
the brokerage?
packed out.
Really was packed out. I was wondering with the weather how that was going to
Packed
go.
out.
Nice.
Yo, last Saturday with the big snow, it
Yeah.
was packed out too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Mike Feeney, I opened for him. I hosted. But me and Tom, Sean Brown hosted.
Nice. Oh, that's
It was
a good show.
literally like a murder from start to finish. It was killer.
Tom's a lot of fun.
Has anyone asked Sean Brown, like when they see him, why are you not in central lockup in Manhattan?
He
still
does a
confusing
whole
him for
bit.
Diddy?
He comes out with sunglasses now and looks like,
Yeah.
to me, he looks like Ray Charles with the glasses. Right. And then he takes them off and he goes, "It was fun in the 90s." And he does a whole bit on it. And
Yeah.
it's murdering.
Because he
just
looks
leaves it-
like Diddy, but he sounds like Chris Rock.
And then I always call him the Fat Diddy. And then people say he looks like Chris Rock. I go, "You saw the Fat Diddy, da da da
What's
da,
up,
da."
man?
So we have a good time. He's been absolutely lighting it up right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, man.
Murdering.
That everybody's saying that about Sean lately.
Oh, absolutely. Like, start to finish.
Johnson & Johnson baby oil wants to sign him.
They're all
He could be the
hoping for
spokesperson.
something
Like he's the Timu Diddy. It's like,
They said that Sheen did.
Oh, he's
the Sheen Diddy.
nice.
Does he still have that restaurant on 110?
Oh, I have no idea.
Remember that place? So, I think it was Sean. Him and his brothers were opening up a restaurant. I think it was,
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah.
But I
we
know
had a
that.
good time.
Sorry to bring the
Saturday
conversation to a complete.
I
brick
I
wall.
never heard that they had a Sean and his brothers have a
Yeah.
restaurant. Wow. No,
We gotta
what
go
is-
there.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I think it
we
was
should go and
Sean.
support.
We should all just go. Like after today, let's just go
Sean Puffy Combs.
find out where it is.
Six
Puffy
white
Gomes
guys
Brown.
walking in. They'd be like, "Uh-oh."
Are you guys the feds? Is this ICE?
5-0.
5-0.
They don't call it 5-0 no more. It's 12. They call it 12 now. I don't
Yeah.
know
Really?
why.
Well,
Yeah.
What
yeah,
does
they
12
switched
mean?
numbers.
Cops. I don't know. They call it 12. I don't
Because
know.
5-0 was Hawaii 5-0.
Hawaii
right?
5-0.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's where that came from. But yeah, I don't know.
Who's
They
the
call
moron that made up 12?
and
That
they
was the
say no
original,
cap now. Will could tell you. Will's up to date on that.
Yeah.
Yo, no cap. No cap.
No cap.
Teach.
No cap
Yo.
means it's real.
Yo, on God. Bet.
Oh shit.
That's the other one. I
And
love
then,
when
they
you.
say, then they'll say FR. They don't even
Got
say
me.
for real. They're like,
Yeah.
FR. Like, for real, for real.
FR.
Like,
Oh,
it's-
really? They
it's
broke
the
it down to
talking,
FR now?
But it's the same amount of consonants as far as, not consonants, but cadence.
Syllable.
I'm not
Yeah,
an
like
ELA
for real,
teacher. I'm a
FR,
math
it's the
teacher.
same. Yeah, it
Still,
doesn't help.
you're not,
It
you're not
doesn't
saying
help.
any time.
Yeah.
Right.
So now we actually talk in text instead of
Yeah, exactly. LOL, motherfucker.
Smiley face. Yeah.
Smiley face, motherfucker.
SMH, motherfucker.
shaking my head.
So how do you know? How do you keep track with the vernacular? How are you in touch with the pulse of the kids?
Just look at him.
Yeah,
All you gotta do is turn on Hot 97,
I
dog.
just exude culture.
I try to stay in touch by selling drugs to them.
Yeah, there you go. you gotta sell the drugs.
Tyler's
man.
got a little bit of a hood look going on here today with the hat.
Yeah,
and
what's going on? You got a
I can't see you,
audition
Tony.
I know. I can't see you over there either.
I miss you.
You got an audition later or something?
No, this is the Queen's coming out. Sorry.
Now, what's that on your shirt? What's this shirt?
This is Darth Vader.
Oh, Star
Darth
Wars.
Vader.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
that automatically removes it from any type of hood look.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, there's
totally.
never a black or Spanish guy wearing a Darth Vader in the hood.
I had to geek it up a little bit just so I didn't go full hood.
Yeah,
You
right.
get it.
Nice balance.
That's the
Yeah.
decoy.
Yeah.
So,
Otherwise, they think you're an undercover. Like, yo, 1 2 1 2.
What's up, my fellow smoking crackheads?
let me just. I don't. Right? You don't even know everybody, right?
No, I don't.
All right. Will Scharen is next to you.
I met you at the party.
Nice.
Don. Yeah,
Okay.
Don. You met at the party. Fat Jay,
What's up, Jay?
and then of course you know Jeff.
Yes, yes.
All right, welcome. man. Glad to
So,
see you.
Jeff, what do you do in this whole scheme of comedy? Are you one of the cover band guys that Tony's been bringing on? for the comedy podcast?
I'm just here for comedic relief. I'm not a
Okay.
comedian.
Oh, so you like know Tony or something?
We
Jeff
grew
and
up
I go
together,
back.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's here for relief.
You're a Hicksville guy?
Yeah, Hicksville guy, born and bred.
You still live there?
Yeah, I actually bought the house I grew up in. Told my mother to get out once I got it. And, it's all mine. But no.
So
she,
you die and then the kids are going to sell it to an Indian family?
I
yeah,
said,
They're going to come with
Probably.
brown
Yeah.
paper bags?
me and my brother, the other Patel.
Gonna get torn down. and
I
then
work in
Taj
Hicksville. I
Mahal
work
go-
at the 100 Duffy building.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
When
You
are the
can't get
kids gonna
fucking
kick
lunch
you
over
out?
There. It's either Wingstop or Wendy's.
Yeah. yeah
Or
the new
halal
Wingstop, yeah.
or fucking Spanish food. That's your options.
Yeah.
La Finca.
Yeah.
Well,
La Finca's
I could
good.
do Spanish.
well, no, we got the
Finca's
sweet
good.
shop.
You got
which
finger?
Jeff knows.
Oh, yeah,
That place
Fucking love
rocks.
the sweet
Shout out
shop.
to those.
Is that the house?
They should be a sponsor.
No,
here.
it's right down the
On the other
road.
corner.
And they make
Okay.
homemade ice cream there too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
They-
place is legendary. Well, how old? Tell us about that. These people, man. I've
like
been there a few times with
1930s or
Tony.
40s.
I got to check
right?
it
It's
out.
old
I think it's
school.
actually
Yeah.
the 20s. I think it's
Yeah.
late 20s that they open. Yeah. So it's almost
Somewhere
100
around there.
years.
Like an
Yeah.
old school, like
Old
coffee
school.
shop.
You,
Yeah,
yeah, you
dude,
walk
I feel like
in.
a time warp.
Yeah,
Oh,
you walk
sick.
in, you feel like you're like Marty McFly, Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Like
Where it's called the Sweet Shop.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so if you're looking at the House of Donuts, so if you're looking at it, so it would be to your left. So you got West
John.
West,
Nikolai?
West Marie, East Marie, and West Marie.
right where the firehouse is, right there,
Yeah.
the Indian movie theater. So you walk past, you got to cross that road, and then it's down.
Oh,
the road.
sick! I'll check
If you
it
go
out.
past if you go past the trestle, you went too far.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
right on
Yeah,
the
the
edge.
whole
pretty
the
much,
whole
right? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
There's nothing over there.
Yeah.
There's
Well-
literally like
this is all you need.
Hold on a second. Did you say that the Firehouse is an Indian movie theater?
Across the street.
No, and that would be
It's
cool.
not there, no.
Like
it's not there
Hindi?
anymore, is it?
Oh, the Indian movie theater's
I
gone?
don't think so, isn't it?
Oh, I have no idea.
Isn't it all that a Korean Abundant Life Church now? That whole.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't go to that firehouse. My firehouse is on West John, so I don't go to headquarters.
And dude, with that Hicksville place, that the sweet shop, that guy who I think he's family owned, but give a shout out to his TikTok page or whatever. That guy's been working out. He had a stroke and all that stuff.
So, well, he didn't have a stroke. He has Parkinson's.
Yeah. God bless that dude.
And he's only around. He just turned 50. His name is Harry. Great dude. Yeah, his family owns it, but he's a big. What do they call that? The guys that work out and they do those triathlons and shit.
He's a fitness guy.
Exerciser?
Yeah.
No, but there's a word for
The
it.
complete opposite of Will and Fat J.
Like competition of it all?
Yeah, like the competition.
Competitive athlete.
People with motivation.
That dude's definitely got motivation. For
Weirdos.
But he's still out there trying. He's still out there trying to do these competitions and stuff, even though he has
Competitive
Parkinson's.
athlete or whatever?
And
Yeah,
he's
like,
inspiring.
I want to say triathlon man or like there's like a word.
Triathlete.
The ones that compete, like there's a word for it.
A competitive athlete.
I know it's gonna bug me, but
he has
book
that. I
figured
don't
out
know.
by the end of
Do
the
you
show.
remember the name of his TikTok page? Because it's very inspiring for anyone going through any kind of illness like that. And this guy works out every day, and he does
it
all
was
this.
something like Parkinson.
like
athlete or something.
something
I forget
like
what it's called.
It was like a play off the Parkinson's word. I
see if
forget,
I can
but
find it.
But yeah, that dude.
But yeah, so
it's worth a shout out to that guy. I think
he's great. Yeah, and so he's still out there trying to do it, and his parents are the actual owners of this place, and the mother, she's downstairs, like they have like this basement, and she's just like, I've never been down there, but I always picture it like she's locked in a cage or something, because she's down there for hours
making ice cream.
making the homemade ice cream.
That's quite a fantasy, huh?
But the ice cream is fantastic. The food is good. The ice cream is great. It's again just your typical. You get
Old school.
BLTs, burgers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's like the deleted scene in Pulp Fiction. They bring out the gimp, but it's really her in a trunk.
bring out Ma.
Yeah.
Open up a trunk.
Yeah.
Make the ice cream, lady.
Butch and Marcellus Wallace a ball gag that she's stirring chocolate ice cream.
We're going to get ourselves some pipe-hitting motherfuckers.
Yeah. Bring out Ma.
We're going to get
She's
medieval
sleeping.
on Ma.
You just got a cone in your mouth.
Yeah.
A cone.
He's like Baskin Robbins. Spider caught me some 31 flavors.
It's killing me. I'm looking for this.
You're still trying to figure that out?
Yeah, I'm still looking. Well, not for the word. I'm looking for his
TikTok.
While Tony's looking for that, let me tell you how my comedy career is going.
Tell us how your comedy career is going.
I was standing outside the brokerage Saturday night waiting to open for Tom Kelly. Some lady goes, "Excuse me, are you the valet?"
That's fantastic.
You should have just parked her car and took some money.
I was like, "Nope." As I'm walking up, she's tapping her mother. That was the valet guy. That was the valet guy.
That's like every time I'm in Trader Joe's, they're like, "Excuse me, do you work here?" And I'm like, "Yes, what do you need?"
It's aisle 5.
Jay, if it cheers you up, I have family that are like, you should do stand-up. Appreciate
I've only
it.
been asking you to come to
Yeah.
You know what? Well, you're really funny. You should try stand-up one of these days.
Well, speaking of
Doing it for
which,
10 years.
speaking of which, what has happened? You haven't really been doing much lately, huh?
No, I'm going for another master's degree. So.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. My apologies. I knew that and I forgot. How's that going?
I mean, it sucks, but it's going. No, it's intense because it's a couple hours a week. Like I get up at 5 a.m. and then go to work and then come home and help my kids with homework. And I have both kids are graduating this year.
Oh, wow.
So you got motivation, man? What are you talking
Oh,
about?
dude, there's every other day. It's like, Dad, by the way, we need $75 for what? It's like a scratch your ass fee.
God. Oh, God.
As they get closer to graduation, it's just more and more
Oh, God.
money.
Wait till you got to book that limo for the prom, buddy.
Oh my God.
And they want their own.
What's the goal? Is it like are you looking
It's,
to get like into the administrative end or something?
Yeah, it's educational
Principal chef.
leadership.
Oh, I thought he was doing masters at Stand Up U. Oh, my bad.
No, he's actually doing.
I barely got
something.
my associates.
The only one that has that is Arnie Price.
I unfriended that guy so long
Cum
ago.
laureate or whatever, something with cum in it.
Commode. It's a commode.
Yeah, the commode.
So Amy says
nice
the
ice
sweet
cream.
shop looks like crack, like Eddie's Sweet Shop in Queens, legendary classic. Oh, okay. Thanks.
You know the
Yeah,
place?
there you go.
Amy, who is that? I don't know if that's
I've heard of it. Eddie's Sweet
What did
Shop.
Fremder say?
Fremder has not. I have
Nothing
not
yet.
I don't know if maybe he's a little butthurt. He's not here today.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's
Vicky's watching. Vicky says hi, guys.
What's up,
Thank you,
Vicky?
Tom Kelly Show. Appreciate you, buddy.
Maybe him and Tom Kelly decided to go have lunch.
Yeah, maybe they're having
Maybe
a
they're
peace treaty.
filming their own
Bury
podcast
the hatchet.
somewhere.
Oh.
Fremder's holding it while he rants about Massapequa.
I do think Tom Kelly handled that good, though. He fact-checked them on the air. Then he actually apologized. You've heard his feelings.
He did apologize. Yes.
And then but then at the same time was saying, stay in your lane. type
Yeah,
of shit. So
absolutely.
it was well done by Tom.
Romeo Rusiello was all excited. He said, "My buddy Fat Jay and Don in the house." John Rusiello. We'll talk more tomorrow about John Rusiello. He went on Friday. He saw the Uncle Louie Variety Show down there in Florida.
Nice, man.
Ann from California says
he was the
hello.
only one that was coming to see me and Carrie in Florida.
He was going to represent. He was going to look out for you guys.
He did. He bought tickets. He
Right,
was-
instantly bought
Yep.
the tickets.
And
as
you know
soon
why?
As Tony announced it.
That's a good
exactly
dude.
because it was announced on this show. That's why he bought tickets, and,
who-
that's
I
why he
told
went.
you, I
to
said,
Uncle Louie.
can you announce it? Because I
That's
know
right.
John lives down there.
Yep. So go ahead, keep making fun of my 5 watchers.
Tom Kelly though seems like I don't know him from Adam, but like from Instagram, and occasionally I'll go on Facebook. He seems like a genuinely nice guy. Like how you see him in the videos, he seems like he's not a different person. like that.
So I'm gonna vouch.
Yeah.
Because Will, you've been in the green rooms, you hang out,
Yeah.
you meet these people.
Oh yeah, you know who the douche lords are for sure.
Tom Kelly is a guy been in the business.
Yeah.
Was doing very well. Shit happens, and
yeah.
now he's back to do it. But he didn't know me from Adam.
Yeah.
Took a liking to me. Was like, yo, that Ralph Spit's great. Let's help build your Instagram.
Oh, good for
Didn't
him.
ask for anything.
Oh, that's
Didn't do. Took me, filmed it, edited it.
Yeah.
I had another video. I actually said it Saturday night because I went up before him. I was like, I just want to tell you the headline is special to me because you meet a lot of assholes. And this guy he didn't ask me for anything. He didn't say, I'll edit it, but you got to give me $50.
Right, yeah.
Right.
I go, he told me actually that the video wasn't even that good. I go, Tom, just fucking edit it, clip it, whatever you got to do, send it to me so I can post it. It's got 3 million views. I got 3,500 followers off of it.
Nice.
But he's headlining and I'm opening for him, So he's a great guy, been good to me from jump.
Yeah,
he tries to help out everyone.
Yeah.
We have
a
sometimes you
mutual
meet
friend.
the good ones,
Well, he's neighbors with Sally. So when I was with Sally, we used to see him regularly. Yeah, he is. He's a good guy.
I think he reinvented himself too. I think sometimes it takes that,
That's literally what he did with the whole Instagram.
With the Instagram thing, and that never would have happened had he still been like the warm-up act for The View or whatever he was doing before
The
that.
View, Good Morning America.
Yeah, so he was like he
Today's
had
Show,
like
too.
you said a strong career. COVID, like so many others, put it to rest, so to speak, and now he was forced to figure it out.
But he was reluctant at first. He made a few videos, a few towns, but then he didn't want to. In fact, I think it was with me and you that he had the conversation with, where he was like, "I don't want to be this Long Island town guy, but it's working, and you're good at it. Keep it going." And it's blossomed nicely.
And now
for
I
him.
think he's owning it, and he's like,
Yes.
like he puts out. They're well thought out, well written.
Yes.
He goes to
Well,
shoot them. He's an editor too, so he
does it
yeah.
like it's planned. It's
Yeah,
not
right, yeah.
fly by the seat of your pants.
Yeah, he's not just going, "Hey, I'm."
He
in
definitely
front of
maps
you."
it out
No.
and
it's
Right.
all thought
everything
out.
totally planned, right?
And he's smart.
And
he's smart.
Still
man.
with his old thing, like over the summer they have that Good Morning America concert series.
Yeah.
He's open for Taylor Swift, U2. Like
Yeah.
he's the warm-up comic for
Yeah.
those things in Central Park. That's pretty sick to
I
me.
have,
Yeah, man, he's
I have
still
a buddy
doing it.
from high school that I ended up finding out that they're really close. They went to college together. So I like suddenly I'm like, oh, listen, you know, you need someone to work with, you know, just half serious. So, but Tom, if you're watching, I'll throw this message agreement aside.
Yeah, so one of the good ones, man.
Yeah, sure.
I'll tell you, you know, it was another great. I didn't open for him, but when I used to have the podcast here, Rich Voss.
Oh yeah.
I think. I mean, I grew up, but like I was in college after college when Tough Crowd was on, and it'd be on Opie and Anthony, and you know everybody blasted him. But it was one of the. I think it was the first or second show I had, second night that I had a show. Keegan was my guest. He came in. It was you know ripping on us everything, and then afterwards I saw him in the group. I'm like, hey, thanks again. He was like, oh, I'm sorry I cursed on your show. I'm like, no, I'm sorry I made fun of you. I was like, dude, don't worry about it. But it was like, but you know, you don't, a lot of comics, you don't see that side to them at all. And I was like, well, I genuinely like them. You know, like there's, like Jay was saying before, like in the green room, you kind of see, even in the little room, like even when there's nobody comics in the little room, green room, there's people that have attitudes, and
that's the petri dish for the sickness.
As they say,
that's a great way to put the petri dish.
I've said it a million times in here. The bigger comedians are the nicest people. All the drama, all the craziness is more on the local scene. Which
is open micers.
Yeah, it's all the open micers just battling it out, and you know, it's like that's like junior high. If let's just say the bigger leagues are like high school. Which we never get out of high school. It's always high school, forever. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Yes. I've worked in nursing homes. I've seen old people, elderly. It's still fucking high school. It never goes away. Okay? But junior high is like that because, like you said, the petri dish is real, and a lot of these are trying to all break out. They all think they're the next Louis C.K. or Chappelle or some shit, and they're delusional to sickness to some degree. So it leads to a lot of infighting, a lot of BS. Yeah. And you know, even with the podcast, we've faced it on with these people firsthand of how. The
like I don't really do the Butera shows anymore. So like I told you before, I don't know the newer people, but
we got one right here.
Well, there's like a newer guy I don't know from out east, whatever. Nutbag. I don't know you. Like I did
testicles.
I did. I was at McGuire's. I middled McGuire's Saturday night, and then Butera had a show. He was like, Jay, do a guest spot for me. So I haven't done a Butera show in a minute. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, whatever. Guy comes up to me like, and I murdered for 7 minutes. It was like a 7-minute, like boom, boom, boom. It was a murder. Like you couldn't have got anything. Maybe one lady didn't laugh. Maybe. This guy comes over. He goes, let me know if you need any pointers. I took some notes while you were
Come on, really?
Wow. I'm like, who are you?
Wow.
Wow.
I'm like, do I even know you? I was like, this is it. I'm like, and all I said to myself was like, I don't miss that.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't miss that. Like but, there's like why can't we all just be normal?
So what did you say to him? We were like, okay, thanks.
I was like, whatever you want,
let me see your notes.
I didn't even want to, like, I'm not that guy.
I would take notes for him.
I was him once, you know? I thought I was going to do a Butera show, and then boom, I was going to be on fucking America's Got Talent.
Hey, pal, he took notes for your set, too. Here they are. Got a whole book full.
But you know, guys, like, talking about getting out of the junior high school scene, going to high school, and then tying it back to that guy who was, like, helping lift you up and help you with the video. Like, I think that's what it's about, right? Like, getting up to high school and beyond that is helping lift each other up, whatever little ways
you want to have that camaraderie also.
Yeah.
But that's why I said it was junior high, because it's not, the camaraderie's not built yet. It kind of is. There's brotherhoods being made and sisterhoods being made and all that stuff at the lower ranks. But there's still all this crazy infighting and stuff. And you're... I don't know if you're brand new or what, but I know you're more seasoned because you come from like an actor's background. You've been in the game, you know, so you come across a little more seasoned up. Some of these people are coming straight, either straight from, the stand-up schools, or just straight up raw, really.
So it could be a little more like cutthroat in that
learning
way.
curve.
I get it.
Yeah.
But that's where it gets kind of gross, right? Like where people are just trying to step on you, or they just want to follow. They're like, hey, follow me, I'll follow you. I'm like, okay, relax. Do you actually care, though? Do you actually want to see each other get lifted up? That's what it's about.
And then there's jealousy, too. Like when Jay started in kind of the high school and worked your way up, and now you're, really kind of
Professor.
excelling. Yeah, you're kicking ass, and you see a lot of jealousy going on. There's people that
I
get
hate
jealous.
Jay. I hate him for that. Jay and I started around the same time, and I remember the first time I met Jay, we were at Mike Piazza's house doing a workshop. It was like in the summer, I think. We were over his house, his backyard, and
Mike Piazza from the Mets.
No, I'm thinking. I'm like, whoa. When I say Mike Piazza, I meant John Piazza.
I thought like Mike Piazza has this.
I was doing the same thing. I'm
Fight
like,
club in his backyard, but it's
Daryl Strawberry basement.
I was like, yeah, Tom Seaman was in it. He was in a
Yeah,
big
Tom
spot.
Seaman was giving Fat Jay notes. I got some notes for him.
my God.
Who the fuck are you?
That's what Jay's looking at me like, what are you talking about? I'm like, come on, Sid Finch. We were right next to him. He was showing us his knuckleball. No, John Piazza. We were at John Piazza's house.
Oh yeah, John Piazza. Shout out, that guy rocks.
Yeah, I think I had done like maybe 2 shows at that point, and Little Room wasn't even built yet. I think it was still being built. But I had done like 2 shows. I met Jay, and I'm like, oh, this guy's cool. And I forget who else was there, but I remember being like, this guy, he seems like...
Bob Apodaca was there.
Nah,
I don't know. We're naming former Mets. Sorry.
Yeah. Bill Almond. Before the Pirates. Yeah, so...
Buddy Harrelson was...
But I remember... But we came up together, and I haven't seen you in a long time, but I want to say, like, I'm proud of watching... How you've grown.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Thank you. But you've always been a cool guy. You've always been chill. I've never seen you with an ego, and I love watching Instagram, seeing that you're everywhere and anywhere. Like
I'm
doing
trying,
shows,
man.
like,
I'm trying. And again,
you're a
like
good
that
dude.
thing, like if not for Tom Kelly, I'm not on Instagram like that. Like he helped me, and then I met this guy Silvio outside the brokerage.
Shout out, that guy rocks.
Like, and these guys they have 30,000 followers. So they're like, yeah, Jay, let's collab on it. So like, they're giving me an opportunity to be seen in their thing.
But you deserve. What I'm saying is that you haven't changed, and you deserve all the good stuff to you.
I appreciate you. I'm just a fat kid living a dream, man. Like we live around here, grew up around. Like we've known governors since I was in high school.
Man. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I started coming in when I was 18.
I'll tell you a quick story. Like some kid, I worked in 1995. I graduated high school, and I worked in a mechanic shop on Union Avenue in Westbury. And like 2 weeks after I started working there, the Spanish family opened up a bakery called Marito's Bakery. It was named after their son. And
his name was Bakery?
Marito.
Scone.
Sorry.
It wasn't bakery, it was bakery.
So like I used to go in, buy stuff in there, and the kid was always working after school, doing his homework, shit like that. He was like 6 or 7 years old. I was 18, you know? Long story short, I'm standing outside helping Ismo sell his merch Friday night. The kid comes up to me. He goes, Jason, or should I say Gordo, I remember you from when I was 7 years old. I was like, wow.
That's awesome.
He goes, I'm like, how do you know me? He goes, I'm Marito from Marito's Bakery. I was like, wow, man.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
And you asked him. So then you said to him, you gave me his keys. You're like, oh, you're the valet.
I was like, wow, I'm stunned. You guys are still here.
I'm Marito from Marito's Bakery. You disgraced my family.
No, but he was like, you always gave me a tip. You were just nice to me. You helped me with my English homework when I was a little kid. He goes, and I never forgot you. He goes, we got to FaceTime my parents. Like, they're dying to see you when I showed them a picture.
Wow.
And I hadn't seen him in 30 years. He remembered me.
That's awesome, man.
So, like, it's just be nice to people.
Yeah.
That's it. It says it all right there. I mean, you leave a mark on somebody.
Yeah, you
in a
got to be
positive
nice,
light.
man.
Yeah.
Like, I've met a lot of
such a
assholes.
negative world today.
Yes, indeed.
I've met a lot of assholes in my life. I didn't want to be one of them. I wanted to be the nice guy, so let's be nice.
And it's nice too, 'cause, I mean, hell, just from being in this building, I wouldn't know you three if it wasn't for this place, and it like to Will's point, like when you start seeing guys like yourself and certain people moving up the ranks, it's like one. You feel like it's one of your own.
Yeah.
You feel like almost like a family member. I've joked with you, like I feel like a proud uncle, but that's really the case.
Yeah.
Like it's like you don't get. I mean, let's be honest. Maybe you get like a little like, oh, I would love to be there too.
Yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't overtake anything. That's just a small percentage. For the most part, you're like, oh, I'm really fucking happy for that guy. That's
you gotta
my
clap
pal.
for others too, man.
Oh,
when
exactly.
other people get ahead,
Exactly.
you gotta clap for them.
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly it.
If you're good people, that shit comes back to you.
Right.
But like you said, the high school, the headliners, you call them, like the big name.
Right.
There's people I sit in the green room with. I give them weed. I drive them to the fucking train station. They'll fucking talk to you, and then they won't follow you.
Oh,
You follow them,
yeah.
and they won't follow you back.
That's bullshit. I hate that.
And then there's a guy like Ismo, 1.2 million followers.
Yeah.
He's like, Jay, follow me. I want to follow you back. I want to keep in touch with you.
Yes.
Ismo's a good dude, man.
Like, why can't it all be like
common
that?
courtesy?
And they have nothing to get. A lot of
Exactly.
times, the headline, there's nothing to gain in. They have a lot of times they're nice or they're not nice because there's nothing. Some of them have that mindset that there's nothing to gain.
Yeah.
For them,
Right,
because
what's
I
in
had
it
that
for
too.
me? Right.
Like I used to ask years ago, like, oh, I know so and so's headlining Friday. I have the show Friday. Is there any chance? Yeah, we'll get. And they walk right by and do one of these. It's like, listen, I get it. You have nothing to gain by being on this show. Like you're already sold out. But it was like it would be cool just to have you on and just pick your brain.
Yeah.
You know. But then there's people that are been in it as long as us that I've seen when we're in the little room and someone's the headliner. They immediately become bottom feeders trying to get the headliners. John Joseph walked by. John Joseph's been around forever.
Legend.
awesome.
Shout out to
One
John
of the
Joseph.
funniest,
Love John.
nicest guys.
Yes.
Someone we know goes, "Hi, who are you? Are you the headliner?" Like, and then starts talking like, "Dude, that first of all,
Who are you?
definitely not the
done.
way to go."
Right.
And that's not humbling him. He's laughing like he seems like a gracious guy, but like there are people that if you said, "Who are you?" that's gonna sour them. That could ruin their set, or that they'd be like, wow, "This place, you got nobodies that ask me
Right.
who am I?" Like,
Yeah, right. Like, who do you got crawling around back here?
but that same person would talk to anyone and everyone to try to get ahead.
Though, you have to. These people don't realize that this is a business,
Right.
and they make themselves look so dumb, and that's why a lot of people they have a bad attitude. Man.
Yeah.
With if you you got to realize that at the end of the day, it's their business.
Right.
If you're hurting their business, you're not going to be here.
And they got to realize too that it's it's that comedian's business also. They are the product,
Right.
so they
Yeah.
have to sell themselves.
It's a brand, yeah.
Yeah, they have to brand
They're
themselves better.
paying you to
Right.
entertain their customer.
Right. So if you're doing bad business, then you're gonna fuck it up. If you ask a guy, like the John Joseph, who's like a Long Island legend, comedy legend, who are you? And you're the headliner? Could I go up tonight or whatever? That's just bad business all the way around.
That's always one. I guess like a slight issue I've had with Little Room, Giggle Room, whatever you call it, because the general public is coming in. I think it's great that they let people, local guys, build their chops, local guys produce, and what they do with that room. But the general public, they don't know.
Right.
They don't know. And a lot of people come here on a particular night just to laugh. They don't even know who a lot of the headliners are. And I'm not,
Right.
but they don't know the difference between the two rooms. No. They don't know the difference between John Joseph and who's playing in the Giggle Room. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I do worry, because then they come and see a show, and sometimes the Giggle Room you have a lot of brand new people who really aren't ready yet.
Or they know you by how you're introduced getting on stage. We have a really funny comedian, right? Sometimes that person, if they're in a band, all right, I'll be the judge of that. The last two haven't been funny.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
But they say, you've seen them on this, you've seen them on that. You haven't seen them on those, but the fact that they have some kind of credits, you could be like, all right, so this person should be good. So there's already an expectation of the Giggle Room, whoever's up there. If you've seen them on Comedy Central, whatever, you have to be like, wow, so this person, they have to be funny,
right?
At least
you get credibility.
Yeah,
points.
yeah. So at least you're going in not thinking you're just seeing local talent. You are seeing people that have tried to build something.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Comedy is weird now. Comedy, okay, so you have the high schoolers who are the headliners. Some of those headliners have been at it 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
So some of those guys, as anyone working in a profession for 20 or 30 years, hate their fucking job. So they're miserable. Like, I just sat in traffic. I was at Uncle Vinny's for fucking 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and now I sat in 4 hours of traffic to get here on a Friday night. Oh, rah, 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 rah. Like, they're angry, you know? Yeah. So, like, there is that. So I get that. Then you have those guys that did that. They've come up, like, I've worked 8 years to be where I'm at. So, like, they've worked 20 or 30 years to be the headliner. They don't really sell tickets. Right, but they're a headliner because they can rock out for an hour. It's unfortunate. You're like, oh, wow, too bad the world don't know about him because that's a legit headlining comic.
Oh, yeah, so many of them.
Those guys hate those new guys. So-and-so's on TikTok's got 3 million followers. Yeah. He just sold out the fucking main room, added a second show, added a third show. I had to fucking... do a 10 years featuring hosting guest spots. This fucking and
this guy did a Snapchat filter and sells out New York, New Jersey, and Florida, and has over 600,000 followers, and is the biggest douchebag you can meet. I'm not naming names, but yeah, we know
bigger than me. Shit,
but a lot of these YouTubers too. A lot of these YouTubers that get famous, like there was this chick. I won't say her name, but if you're really interested in finding her, you can. She has the world's biggest mouth, and she performs here a lot. She could open her mouth, put a soda can in her mouth.
Ramsdell.
Yeah, Ramsdell. She was very rude to us, man. We waited for her. She said she would come on our show. She has got like millions of followers. We waited till her whacked ass set was done, and then she came. Oh, sorry guys. And this was like about after she saw, went out there, met the public, all that. We're still sitting around. We were bullshitting. It didn't matter too much. But then she goes, "Oh no, I'm not doing it. Sorry guys," and she left. And I was like, "Screw this." But we did go in and watch her set.
Yes. But
I saw for my own self that yes, you might have millions of followers, but you are not ready for a stage. You're not ready to headline. And I think backstage he actually asked John Josephs who he was. I was so disappointed.
but that's
it's the ignorance though.
That's
it's
what's
like,
out there.
Exactly. That's what you're contending with. Is girl could put a can in her mouth.
Like you were saying before, I agree with you. It is when it is a community where it's not always cutthroat. You have people that genuinely are support. There's way more supportive people than there are jaded or whatever you want to call them.
Yes.
But I think sometimes it's people not knowing, not that there's a hierarchy, but people not knowing that it's coming from a supportive place. Because again, like you have someone that's not even a high school person. You have someone that's brand new is at T-ball. They may have been the funniest person in HR.
Yeah.
So they did a comedy class, and they're going to open mics, and they do have the talent is there. They have to work on it. But if they're brand new, it's
they gotta have
like
respect.
high school. It's just I have no idea who you are. So when someone you don't know that is fresh gives notes, people are going to take it from a bad place.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
that is just that person is off. Don't get me wrong. Like I don't think they were trying to lift up. They were kind of thinking who they were, right?
Yeah,
they were a nutbag, like you said. So that's like kind of separate.
Yeah.
But about these people that kind of come in out of nowhere, right? We all hate them. Well, because anybody in any field, if you put in your dues, if you put your blood, sweat, and tears, then you see somebody just come out and you're like, what the hell? And this is our culture right now, right? And it's crazy. And I feel that way about stuff too, because I've been in the acting game for almost 20 years. So I've been paying my dues, but the one thing that I would at least like try to take from these people is what the hell are they doing that I can do? Now, I'm not going to try to fit a soda can in my mouth. Or maybe I am.
I've seen you do.
Maybe I am.
Don't ask him what else has been in his mouth.
But what the hell are they doing on Instagram that I can do?
Right,
but now we could bring our talent behind it, hopefully, use something that they're doing, but they don't have the talent. They're just like one of my buddy. He owns a shout out to East Coast Pools. My boy Rudy. He's my buddy has one of his people. They have a son who's just a multi-millionaire off of YouTube for just like going around and fucking with people, right?
Oh, wow,
and
yeah.
I think his recipe, like he knows he's an asshole, and his whole recipe is like, I'm just gonna go around being an asshole, right?
People love to watch that,
and they love it.
Yeah,
they're like, oh,
people
he's
love
such
it.
an asshole.
Yeah, like this guy's an asshole, but I can't stop watching.
So I'm out here trying not to be an asshole.
Right, exactly.
I'm fucking up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like we just to take something from them, take whatever your talent is, the thing that you've been working on for years and years, and then maybe take a little something.
Because the game keeps changing, keeps evolving.
And like with
You
those people, like I you could be mad at them. You can. You could be mad. Hey, I'm doing this. You know how many shitty bar shows I did?
Right,
for 5
right,
years
exactly.
In front of 6 people, and you could be mad at that. But it's life. It equates to high school, junior high.
Right.
In high school, there was always that one guy. He was the prom king.
The quarterback.
He was the quarterback. He hit all the hot broads.
Yep.
And then there was the geeky kid that carried everyone's books to fucking class.
Right.
And it's in real life. Those guys are the LeBrons.
Yep.
You don't think the whole NBA was like, who's this 18-year-old snot-nosed open micer?
When LeBron first walked in, then they had to be like, we'll show him when he wants to skip college to come right to us, okay? And then all of a sudden getting dunked on.
And
so there are those guys.
You know, there are those guys that were better than everyone. And you got to respect them too.
Yeah.
You know, you could hate on him, but you know what? He's selling out and you're not.
Eminem said it, like the great Eminem philosopher. He said you can't deny talent. And that's the truth. So if you're coming out of the gates and you got real talent, you're going to rise and people will see it. But again, in comedy, like you said earlier, when you see a great headline and you're like, man, I wish more people knew about this. There is some luck involved or whatever it is involved, opportunities at the right time and the right place and all that come into play too. But yeah, as far as the young cats go, you're going to get, there's always going to be a diamond.
And you could treat them like assholes. You could be mad at them and be a dick, or you could be nice to them and be like, yo, hopefully that guy was like, yo, Jay, you were really nice. You were cool.
Exactly.
Why don't you come open for me at the Kennedy Center?
Yeah, right. Well, look into what happened with Joey Cola with Jimmy Fallon. So he helped out Jimmy Fallon when he was a young kid. He gave him stage time when nobody else wanted to, and he gave him his own time. Joey Cole's like, let him do the last 15 minutes or whatever, my set. And he let Fallon go up there. He was a kid. And then Fallon never forgot it. And then every single time he sees Joey Cola, like whether he's on the Drew Barrymore show, like when Fallon was just on the
that was the latest one.
Yeah, and he stops everything, goes, I just want to say that I love Joey Cola. He put Joey Cola on the Tonight Show. So that's a great point in always being nice.
There's someone local too. Like now, one of my peers, Mary Capone, is opening for Zarna Garg.
Yeah.
Met her here.
Yeah.
That woman just signed a sitcom deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Mary opened for her Hulu special. Like,
Like,
yep.
How sick is that?
Yeah,
like,
man.
You know, like.
Well, you just had to drive Ismo to Newark.
I drove Ismo to Newark yesterday.
How was that? Was there a lot of like, what are you saying? What? Like,
no, he talks perfectly.
I know
he's just got a little accent, but he was mad cool. I opened Friday for him. Comic wise, super weird. He goes, I'm gonna do 90 minutes. So I'm like, okay. It was a 2-man show, me and then him. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got 90 minutes to just sit around till I have to come out and say, paid tickets, all that.
Right, yeah.
He goes, don't leave the room. I'm like, why?
You must watch me.
He goes, I had 2 cups of coffee. I'm bringing a drink on stage. I might have to pee. I'm like, so what's that mean? I'm like, would you end early? He goes, no, I'll just tell him I have to go pee. I'll bring you up.
Wow.
You do 2 minutes, and then I'll come back and finish. I'm
holy
like,
crap.
That's awesome.
okay.
That's the whole time you see him walk a little funny, like, all right.
Billy Geyer, I told Billy Geyer the story. He goes, you think he was fucking with you? And then I'm like, I didn't even realize that maybe he was, But I drove him to Newark yesterday afternoon.
Well, hang on, but you sat in the room the whole time?
I sat in the room.
Just waiting in case?
He also had a left-handed monkey wrench with him.
I waited, and he didn't, so we just finished and whatever, but James told me to take care of him, make sure he felt important, and I did my job. Drove him to Newark.
At the 89th minute, he's like, why is this guy standing here this whole time?
He's like, holy shit, he really stayed.
With a urinal in his hand. Yeah. I got you.
Driving him to the airport yesterday, I go, where you going? He goes, Austin. So as a comedian who's in the scene now, I'm like, the mothership? Are you going to be on Kill Tony?
Yeah.
You know, all the hip Instagram.
Right, yeah, exactly.
He goes, no, I'm going to open for Fluffy. Gabriel Iglesias at a 10,000-seat arena on Monday night. It's sold out. Wow. He goes, hold on, Fluffy's FaceTiming me right now. So we're in the Hyundai Weed Wagon. He's on the phone with Fluffy. And they're performing in a 10,000-seat arena tonight.
Wow.
And our car smelled like weed. And that was that was the highlight of the trip. Who doesn't know Fluffy, you know?
Yeah. Shout out to Gabriel Iglesias.
He goes, Fluffy has one semi-truck for merchandise.
Wow.
And he goes, sells at every show. Wow.
Does Ismo have merch?
He did. He sold beanies, but he sells T-shirts and stuff. He was
beanies.
Ismo's huge. Like he's a Finnish guy. He's big in Finland, but he comes over here and he just kills. And I was looking at because we were going to come in and do the show, but just the weather and everything just got, you know.
Valentine's weekend.
Yeah, so it was like I really wanted to, but yeah, Ismo's rocking it, dude.
Super.
Oh yeah, he's been on Conan. Yeah, he's been around.
He's killing it, man. Living the dream. Like he goes, I'm gonna take 3 weeks off now. I'm like, oh, nice. Wow. He stayed at the Marriott, so you know,
cool.
Like when I go on the road with Terry, we're staying at like a Motel 6. You know? So you can tell the difference. Right. 1.2 million followers, 5,000.
But he was flying out of Newark. I'm not.
Yeah. And you had to drive through the weather to get him there.
Yeah, it was raining.
Oh wow.
Oh, it just rain. It wasn't the snowstorm.
I'm like, Don, you know what? You know I make deliveries. I'm like the fucking post office. No sleet, no hail will slow me down. You'll get
with the smoky car too. I could.
Smoked out.
So Ismo's down with the
no seatbelt, old school hip hop blaring.
Nice.
Ismo's rocking out. You showed Ismo how Long Island does it.
Or did he look scared the whole time?
No, he was good. I smoked him out on that thing. He opened the car door. By the way, so I had to pick him up from the chiropractor Friday. So I sprayed an entire bottle of Ozium. The boss called me. You don't want to fucking... The guy comes in. Oh my God, the car stunk.
Yeah, and Ismo smells like weed.
I'm like,
Ismo's got smoke coming out of his hair.
So I just loaded up the Ozium, you know. It didn't matter. He opened the door and goes, "Wow, that smells so delicious." I was like, I like this guy already.
Till he got here and fell asleep.
He did eat like a fucking animal, so he might have caught the munchies in the car ride.
Contact. That's fucking great. That's a sitcom right there.
Don,
Fat Jay
start
and
filming
Ismo.
it. You don't even think I'm good enough. That's why I'm not in
Dude,
any of your fucking
I got
short
a script. I put you in it. You're in it, man.
When are we filming it?
We were going to talk about it later.
We're actually, no joke, we actually just sat 2 days ago to go over dates for shooting.
And the script, I'm keeping your name in the script, Fat Jay.
Yes.
And you're almost my nemesis at comedy school. So,
all right.
Yeah, so you give me a hard time because because my character works here at Governor's and I'm like the booker, and I never passed you. And so you see me in I get sent back to comedy class. So Joey Cola plays agent. So he's like, you got to go back to comedy class, just sharpen up the tools. I said, reluctantly, I'm a seasoned guy. I'm like, whatever, man. So I end up reluctantly going to this comedy class, and I see all these other comics, junior high comics, and they're all coming up to me, and some of them being nice, but then you come along, oh, I remember you. And I'm like, oh, yeah. You're like, yeah, you fuck. I performed. I tried out 3 times, and you never passed me. I just saw you there. You didn't even chuckle and all this stuff. I'm like, well, I think you're in the right place. Then just keep going to class, and maybe you'll get better. And you're like, oh yeah. So the teacher puts me up on stage because I'm like, oh, ladies and gentlemen, we got Billy Ward is here. Billy, go ahead, show everybody how it's done. And you just keep yelling, hack! You're a fucking hack!
I got a list. I got a list.
You come up to me afterwards. I got a list of suggestions for you.
You want to talk?
We got to add that in. That's great.
That's that's my life.
You all get writing credit for that one.
All right, let's start fucking filming.
We're working on it. It's coming.
Are you gonna carry? Are you gonna carry my books to class? Because that's what would have happened in the '90s, Don.
I don't know. You don't know how I was in the '90s. I'm from Brentwood, motherfucker. A white kid surviving in Brentwood.
Yo, Sean Brown does
My
a
best
bit.
friend's a Brentwood guy.
Sean
Still
Brown
teaches
does a
them.
bit.
Oh yeah.
He goes, I want to let
nice,
you
man.
know,
Brentwood rocks.
those black guys from Brentwood, wine dance with the tattoos, the do-rags, and the Timbs. I'm scared of them too.
Who do you know in Brentwood?
Flacco's, Rodriguez. I know there's like 75,000 Rodriguez.
A lot of Rodriguez.
But
I might know some of them.
You know the Potatoes, the Cosgroves.
Dan Potato?
Yeah, I
And
know.
John Potato?
I know the younger brothers.
Yeah. Fucking hey, man. Small world. Brentwood represent.
Yeah.
You don't just say Brentwood. You go Brentwood.
The wood.
Is that how it's
from the wood?
And that's where I believe we started it in Brentwood back in the old hip hop days. Remember, this is like the '80s. We were calling Long Island Strong Island, and I think that's where it came from. I think that's and then so I think would Rakim call it Strong Island in a rap? Somebody did.
Yeah.
And then that's when it really took off. But Rakim obviously wine dance. EPMD's Brentwood.
EPMD. So
I went to school with them.
My buddy lived on. Oh my god, I forget the name of the street. But he's like the bodega where EPMD always hung out. He goes, they blew up, still hanging out at the same bodega.
Parrish Smith, man, I think he still lives in Brentwood. I was in Boy Scouts with Parrish. He was a little older than us, and I was a kid. I was a weeblo. No pun intended.
Oh yeah.
And but when Parrish was a Boy Scout, Parrish became an Eagle Scout. His dad was our scoutmaster. But anyway, Parrish got in trouble and then had to go and stay in my tent. And I'm like the little white kid. So Parrish came in my tent, just me and Parrish in this tent. So Parrish, after he raped me, no, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. No, I gotta say that because Parrish is like a legit celebrity. That was a joke. No, but Parrish taught me how to rap, man. And he told me what rap was, and it was the chauffeur drove off and he never came back. Say they cut the record down to the bone, and now you got me rapping on the microphone. It's an old Run DMC thing. I didn't even know what Run DMC was yet. They weren't. This is before it went mainstream. So then the next morning we had to cook because at the campfire, and Parrish made me and Parrish Smith, EPMD, rapped a song for the whole camp called Super Chicken.
Sick.
While we were cooking the chicken, so we're like dun 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 quack quack dun dun Super Chicken, Super Chicken, and then Parrish started freestyling. I'm just sitting there boom 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 quack quack.
Wow.
So. And and then the guy went on to become a fucking hip hop icon with EPMD.
Icon.
Yeah, man, legend.
Wow.
And Eric, I knew from high school. He was a year older than me, and I remember going into we had 2 lunchrooms in Brentwood. There was the small lunchroom and the big lunchroom. As a white kid, I made the mistake of going into the small one, but it was awesome because they were doing a cipher at the table, like literally.
Yeah.
And Eric, a whole bunch of them were rhyming MCs. We had a lot of rappers out of Brentwood, but Eric was rapping.
Wow.
And that was dope to see that. And then, fast forward, they make it big. They're famous. I'm now a senior in high school. They come and they start giving out their record. Remember that first record on Sleeping Bag Records? And they're handing it out in the hallway just to everybody. They had like a stacks of them. And they went to me, you want one? I'm like, no. I regret that day. That was jealousy talking right there. But I've hung out with both those dudes through the years since then. In fact, just to put a cap on it. So years and years later, I entered a contest in 1999, going into 2000. They were doing Newsday was doing this millennial contest for rappers, but they were looking for kids. It was a Kids Day thing. I was like late 20s, maybe early 30s. You just call a hotline number. So I did this whole rap about the year 2000. Welcome to the next, whatever it was, and they gave you keywords you had to add into the rap. So all of a sudden, I do the rhyme, a couple days later, I get a call. You win. I won the contest.
But they thought you were 13.
So I got to go to Anthony Marotta studio. Anthony Marotta, local legend, did Redman, did Bismarcky, did EPMD, did Keith Murray. All these greats came out of that studio, right? So Craig Mack, early Craig Mack. So I show up at the studio, and then they say, "Who are you?" And I go, "I'm the guy that won the contest." And they literally say, "Well, you're a little older and a little bit whiter than we imagined you'd be." But and there was Newsday photographers, and the guy goes, "Don't like." Oh
wow!
Picture to put in the paper.
Holy shit!
But I did do the rap. And Parrish was there. Parrish remembered me from, he's like, "Oh shit, Don, what the fuck? I'm the one who won." He's like,
shit.
"What?" So anyway, I got in the studio and I'm rapping it, and it's on the Newsday commercial. I still have it, and I did the whole rhyme. But Parrish was like coaching me through. He's like, "No, man, you got to put an emphasis on here and this." So it was like a little bit of a dream come true, kind of.
You should have brought your son with you.
He was with me. Donnie was
they didn't like. All right, let's use this guy.
No, I would. That's why I brought him because I wanted to look. I have a and Donnie got pictures with both Eric and Parrish were both there, but Eric was more. Parrish is in my relationship with these guys. Parrish was always more down to earth, more of the cooler one. Eric was more of the big timer guy, like, "Yeah, whatever, man." But I got them both to sign the poster for my son that day. And then I've seen Parrish through the years. He's a great dude, man. BYA, Brentwood Youth Association, I think he owns it, or is co-owner, or has a lot to, because he was big in football. Parrish Smith was a big football player, especially with BYA. So yeah, that's
very cool.
Sick.
Shout out to
Sick
EPM.
story.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He represents. Yeah, dude.
I can't believe you listened to Eminem. Slept in a tent with Parrish Smith and you listened to Eminem.
Dude, I should tell you too about Craig Mack working with him at Toys R Us. But I tell you that we used to rap battle. I used to rap battle Craig Mack.
Wow, in Toys R Us?
At Toys R Us, we worked an overnight shift. Wow. Me and Craig. And Craig Mack got fired for stealing. God bless Craig Mack, by the way. Rest in peace. Love that dude. He got fired for stealing Ninja Turtle dolls, and they found it in his socks. He had like six Ninja Turtle dolls. Like, he ripped them out in his socks.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, at this point, we're like 19, 20 years old. I was young. It's right before Flavor in the Year came out. Flavor in the Year popped in like 94, I think. So this is, was it? Or 92? So this was prior to that. And when Flavor in the Year blew up, I remember being like real, kind of like happy for him. It was kind of like junior high stuff. Like, I was happy for him, but jealous, real jealous. Because I thought I wanted to be a rapper, and I thought I could be that, but no way. I can't
dye your hair blonde.
Yeah.
Who knew? Yeah. Who knew you had to be whiter to...
Yeah. When Eminem, there's two white guys that made me stop rapping. First one was Vanilla Ice, because he was so bad, and I stopped for a while because it was embarrassing, and then I started up again. And then the second reason was Eminem came out, and he was too good. So it was like this whole yin and yang. One guy was an embarrassment. The other guy, you have to be that level. Like, you got to be Eminem level, or they're not going to take you seriously. Now it balanced out. Now I think it's, whatever. Everybody's down for whatever. But back in those days, yeah.
It wasn't because you needed a white undershirt and a fresh pair of khakis. That was not stopping it.
I should have did the blonde hair.
But yeah, I mean, he did do his own thing, right? Like, who would have thought dyeing your hair blonde would have, got... I mean, it maybe didn't help him get in, but, like, doing his own thing, being his own thing, not trying to be this black guy or anything like that.
Dude, I'll tell you one more story, and then we'll get back to comedy if you want. But, we were going for managers. Me and this group, we called ourselves the Boondockers, and we almost had this manager own this pizza place in Brentwood. So he brings us in the back room. He's sitting there, this Italian dude, and he's like, "All right, listen, I manage this band, this group, and this." He starts going through his resume. He's like, "Here's what I want you guys to do," and he writes down a word and he passes us this piece of paper, and he goes, "This is going to be the name of your group. So it's Y-Eat." And I've written this in a lot of other things I've done because this is a true ass story. So we're like, "Why eat?" He's like, "That's the name of your group." So we say it fast. Say, "Why eat? Why eat? Why eat? Why eat? White?" He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "And I want you guys," and I swear this is all true. This is before Eminem. "I want you guys to bleach your hair white, your beard's white. I want everything to be white. Everything about you is why eat white." So me and my friend, after with this meeting, and this guy was like going to take us to the studios, but we were like, and we were just two fucking schmucks from Brentwood, me and this other white kid, and named John Wallinger. Shout out to John. Boondockers. And so I walk out, and we're talking, and we're like, we're not selling our souls for this shit. Fuck this guy, man. I'm not going to be white eat. Fuck that. I don't want to be known for my color. You know, we're real MCs. Then all of a sudden, a couple of years later, this fucking kid comes out, blonde, bleached hair. Hi, my name is. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So maybe we should have. Who knows where I'd be today?
Not sitting here.
Man.
Fremda's not even watching, Don.
Oh no, he is.
Oh no, he is.
He's
He's on.
All right, I'm out.
on.
I have to go shoot some skits.
Right.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Fat Jay, everybody. This guy
Fat
rocks,
Jay
man.
is
I love
awesome.
you, brother. And we're gonna get you in that. I swear, I'll send you the script, man. We got it.
Let's do it, Don.
Yeah, man. Let's do it, brother.
We could win an Academy Award on your short film.
Let's do it, man. Let's do
Will,
it.
always good to see you, sir.
You too, Jay. Take care, man.
Stay safe, man.
Fat Jay, everybody.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Follow him on Instagram, man. He's got 5,000 and
Got
growing.
great
Fat
videos.
Jay's World.
Thank you, brother.
You good, bro? Take care. See you.
Jay, if I follow you, follow me back.
I got some notes for you later on too. If you check
Thanks,
this out.
I need it.
I gotta go to Newark in a bit. You can come back.
That's a long ride, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not.
In the weather too.
Anything on the Belt Parkway in Verrazano, bullshit is a long ride.
And then being high as fuck too while you're driving that in the weather. That's crazy.
Listen, high, sober, he is. No matter what state he's in, he is genuinely one of the nicest guys.
He's awesome.
absolutely.
I love
him.
Jay. He's
Everybody loves
Yeah.
Jay. You mention him around here, they all love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really, you're just happy to see that where things have gone for him. It's really cool. It's cool
You
to
guys
see.
want a chair? You want to move up any of us?
No, you can sit there if you want.
Yeah, we're all,
I'm in the back seat.
Yeah.
I'm staying. I'm comfortable here in the back.
yeah, we're all comfortable.
It smell fine.
So today is President's Day. I don't know if that means anything to anybody. It should, I guess. I don't know.
No, but it is. It is.
Was that you? Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I don't need a Toyota or a mattress.
They do have the best sales on President's Day.
Well, they do, which is kind of, in all seriousness, is kind of a shame. Like,
Let's come down to that.
oh, sorry, I turned you off by accident. I meant to turn Jay off. Yeah, taking advantage of our presidents, like, you know.
It's good for union workers, though.
Well, true. It is.
Get
It is
double
double time today. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And the kids
we-
get the week off.
But how?
And we had Will who came in here. What was that? 2 years ago? You played George Washington in here.
Oh,
I
nice.
forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, he warned me. He's like, "Listen, you're off on President's Day. You want to come in?" Like, yeah, might need a little acting. And like, he gave me George Washington. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, but you nailed it. It was hilarious. And then we had John Dorsick play
He
Abe
was
Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln.
But remember, he wouldn't come out of character.
Yeah.
Like you and I stopped at like noon.
He's
and we
method.
Just,
He was a
oh
method
yeah, he
actor.
just kept going. We're like, all right, John.
Yeah.
We're done here.
I think the best president ever was George Washington. Number
That's
one.
actually one of my questions. Does anybody have a favorite president?
Yeah, George Washington, number one, man. He was the first president ever. He reluctantly took the presidency. Did it when we needed it. Was happy just working in the on his farm, but came out of retirement to be the president because he knew that he might be the only person that can do it and kind of set a precedent for the president. And I love George Washington. He also is I think he might be the only president that in his will he freed his slaves. And look, I think a lot of
you know what? I didn't know that.
yeah, and he put him in the will because he loved them, but it was, different time period and all that stuff. But he freed them when he died, and that's a big stain on a lot of the early the Revolutionary period, and that's been a stain on America forever to this day that we can. I don't know if we'll ever get over it, and rightfully so, especially when you start looking at the history and what we've gone through, and But I think that George Washington was a great leader. I also like that he was this big figure, like physically. When he walked into a room, he was like 6'2".
Commanded a presence.
Yeah, he commanded a presence, and when you seen him, you knew. And he's also very smart and eloquent. He was definitely for the people. And I like too that he learned from his mistakes. He lost like 3 battles before,
Right,
here in New
yeah.
York, he lost the one on Long Island.
Yeah.
And all that, but then he regrouped, and when all the cards were down, he went, across Delaware at Christmas Eve, and ambushed the British and helped us to victory, to our independence. And so the guy was at that time period he was the most famous human being on the planet. Like everybody knew George Washington, and I don't think we've ever measured up since to that.
Well, back then you had to do something. Now you just put it on YouTube, and now you're just the most famous for nothing.
Exactly, with soap can in your mouth.
Imagine Twitter was around back then.
Oh God, forget it. We'd all
George Washington just beat the shit out of the Brits.
George Washington selfies with like a sleeping Englishman, and like right before he fucking.
7 years ago, I tweeted and nobody responded.
Oh my God! Look at the bomb bursting off behind me.
Look at that.
A picture like 20 African Americans. George Washington just freed us from his will.
He only had two. I think he only had two.
Oh, is that right?
2 or 3. Yeah, and he inherited them from his family. He never purchased any slaves or anything like that.
Well, and Jefferson was very good to his slaves too. I read.
Yeah, well, he had sex with them all. Yeah, he loved it. I don't know if they liked it, but
there's a picture on Twitter of the two Jefferson and one of his slaves in bed smiling.
Ask not what your followers can do for you. Ask what you can do for your Insta followers.
Do you know? Here's a fun fact that is a fact. Is that out of every single president that ever lived, there's only one that's not related back to slave owners. Only one. Do you know who that one might be? Every single president, all 47 of them, there's only one that's lineage does not go back to slavery.
All right, when you say lineage, I want to make sure I'm understanding this right. Where their family had slaves?
Right, like let's say...
their ancestors had slaves?
Joe Biden, his ancestors owned slaves. Right?
Okay.
Or Bill Clinton. Or do you know... There's only one.
Trump.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump's the only one.
Really?
Because his lineage isn't all
from
America.
Europe.
Yeah, so he comes from...
immigrants.
Germany.
Yeah, from Germany. So
right, immigrants.
I think its mother's from Scotland.
Yeah.
He's German and Scotland.
Those dirty Scots migrants. They were at one time, right? We all were.
Every single flux
Yeah.
of immigrants that came through were all treated like shit,
Yep.
and it's a shame, but that's
pay
kind
your
of part
dues.
of the history that sucked. It made them tough. We wouldn't have the mafia, man.
Yeah, you don't get it easy. You don't get to come in here and have it easy.
You're gonna be starving. You're gonna be made fun of. We're gonna hate you.
Shit.
What was that in Blazing Saddles? We'll take the Spics. We'll take the Kings. We don't want the Irish.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, everybody kind of had to pay their dues coming into this. Even the pioneers, man.
Yeah.
And that's we can go down the whole rabbit hole. I don't know if you guys know Andrew Jackson and the Trail of Tears and all that shit. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Is the whole thing with Native Americans and the Indians and taking over their land, and it gets really.
You laughed at over there. You were like, anyone knows Andrew Jackson?
Yeah.
And Tony looks at me, and all of course, I was gonna
Like,
say,
oh, this is
I was
history class, right?
I got a picture of him in my pocket.
I haven't seen Andrew Jackson since the Victory tour. But,
Michael Jackson and the whole Jackson 5 and the Trail of Tears tour. That's what the Jackson 5 should have had, the Trail of Tears tour.
After that Pepsi commercial, Andrew laid low.
He's on our 20, and he hated money. He hated currency, and he's on our 20.
Less crazier than LaToya.
LaToya is on the $2 bill now.
It's probably all she's worth.
I'd say Teddy Roosevelt's my favorite president.
Yeah, man. Brought us the Panama Canal.
Panama Canal, but actually was a soldier. Went out there, had the Rough Riders. Was part, a big part of.
He started DMX.
Yeah.
Roll, yo, here's how Teddy roll. We also got the teddy bear from him.
Yeah, but he was like, he was influenced by DMX influenced him because when he was talking, he was like, I walk tall with a big stick, and I walk tall with a big stick. I speak softly.
I speak softly with a big stick, motherfucker. Oh,
I got my kids. I'll take them on a hill. I don't know. But yeah, the fact that he was like blind in one eye.
He got shot too.
Yeah, he got shot a couple times.
But he got shot and then did a speech.
The whole what you call it, the bull moose after
shit.
getting a slug to the chest. Straight gangster.
Yeah, did he hold it for a while, that slug?
Yeah.
That's a badass.
That
dude.
is gangster.
And he was a big menacing guy too.
Yeah.
But he was like sickly, and part of his and JFK was the same, like was sickly at some points as a kid, but like learned boxing, then was told, oh, you can't box anymore. But like he, as president, he swam every day, and boxed as president, and then they were like he hurt. If I remember correctly, he beat somebody up, like his sparring partner. He tuned the guy up, and they're like, "Yeah, listen, you can't do this shit anymore."
And then he freed him.
Yeah, no, but like, but
Leo DiCaprio was there like, fight.
But like, no, but his the fact that he like saw so much of the West, and the whole thing
Good
with
national
Park.
parks, yeah.
We drove out to Yellowstone a couple summers ago. We actually stayed in Bozeman, Montana. Me and my wife and my kids, and drove to and I was just like, I can't, like, I'm not I talk a lot, but I was like at such a loss for words being out there, and then thinking like they saw that, like, no cars, no planes. The fact that they went out and saw this, like, holy shit, like I can't imagine what they were thinking, other than, watch out for the arrows flying by you.
Again, he thought to preserve it. Like,
yeah. Well, it was a painting. So I forget the guy's name, but someone's painted what they saw of it, and that was enough to, like, let's go out and check this stuff out. And just insane. And then the fact that he had a summer home here in Sagamore Hill, that he's got connections to Long Island. That as a kid he saw Lincoln. Supposedly he was in a picture when Lincoln visited New York City, so he was a city guy, a New York person. Those are most of the reasons. And then the fact that at the White House that his kids, like, terrorized the staff, like all his kids, like they would take cookie sheets and go like Kevin McAllister sleigh riding down the stairs. And then he went with his son Kermit. They went down the Amazon.
Being the president,
he thought he was dying. They went down the Amazon, and he got really sick. And he's like, "This is it." He's like, "I'm checking out." And like, "No, you'll be okay." And he, like, stuck through it and survived. It was like he had yellow fever or something like that.
Wow. Yeah. He was a tough bastard.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's every president there's a lot of shit that goes sideways in their life, but
Well,
that's inspiring.
You mentioned the boxing, and you also mentioned Lincoln. Lincoln was a wrestler, into his 30s, and he's actually in the Wrestling Hall of Fame.
That's awesome.
What?
Yeah.
Did he have cauliflower ears?
Probably.
Let me tell you, John Wilkes Booth.
You're going down, slavery. You're going down.
Well, you know something, Mean Gene. I'll tell you right now. Ford's Theater. I can't think of the play.
Be there, Joel, I dare you.
What you gonna do when number 16 run wild on you?
I'm here to abolish you.
Actually,
I'm here to abolish all these.
Train, say your prayers, and wear a stovepipe hat, and you could be a Lincoln-maniac.
I went to Ford's Theater in 80 or 81, and they actually don't do it anymore. But at that time, they take you all around, like, on the tour, and they show you where everything happened and stuff, and then they take you across the street
Upstairs. They still do that.
No, but what they don't do when in 80 or 81 when we went, they take you to the room, but there used to be back then in a glass case was the pillow. Because, he got shot, so they were going to treat him. They laid him on the bed, and the pillow, we could see it. I might even have a picture somewhere. I mean, because it's in the glass case being, preserved. Thank you. Where you could see the blood. You see this blood all over the pillow, and it even says this was the pillow that his head rested on. And that I almost said that blew me away, and I stopped myself.
Oh, shit.
But no, I was really that was something to see.
That's my favorite place to go in D.C. If anybody goes to D.C., I always recommend the Ford Theater. Everybody wants to go to see all the monuments, and that's great too. But the Ford's Theater is like you're in the. They didn't change a thing. Like when
Right.
John Wilkes Booth jumped out of the balcony and ripped the flag on his, broke his ankle, whatever.
Yeah.
That ripped flag is still there. When you go downstairs in that museum,
Right.
you could see Lincoln's fucking outfit that he wore that day.
Yes.
John Wilkes' gun.
Yep.
Like all the shit, it's still there.
Oh, it's
like,
amazing.
wow.
Yeah,
like,
I love that place.
You forget, like, with history and you hear all the fables, like, sometimes, at least for me, you forget, like, this shit really fucking happened. And then you see evidence of it, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you
You
almost
know from a book.
Yeah, you just know from a
right.
book and movies where it doesn't sink in that it's real. There was, I think the first time I went, I've been there a few times, but the first time I went to, there was also Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass was.
He was a smart, like, educated black guy that
But he
spoke out
wasn't he
against
like
slavery.
Yeah, wasn't he like elected by the slaves like their black president or something?
That sounds right.
Yeah, because he was like a spokesperson.
Yeah. So they had an impersonator there. This guy looked just like him, and he gave some big speech. And I remember, I was 10 or 11 years old. I remember all these kids running around. I sat right in the front and just watched this guy. I was amazed by it.
That's
it was
awesome, man.
I love DC.
You weren't wearing your buckwheat shirt then, were you?
I was not wearing the buckwheat shirt that day. No.
Thank God.
I feel shitty.
I was wearing the buckwheat shirt, walking through Sears one day in Hicksville. We were shopping with my mother.
I love the story.
And it was just a big picture of his face. Right? And you can verify this. Like that was my nickname in high school. In 8th grade, I dressed up as buckwheat. I had a lot of hair back then, so I put all the hair up. I didn't go blackface, but I just dressed up as buckwheat for Halloween, and the name just stuck. So that was my nickname.
Yeah, they called you buckwheat for a long time, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and certain people, like guys I went to school with, they'll still say
Tony, you know what would be dope? If you had a big shirt with a big buckwheat, but also he's wearing a shirt with your face on it. That's what I want to see.
Well, I do have. When I met Spanky from the Little Rascals, he signed a book, and it says to Tony. And then there was I had a picture that I had him sign, and he wrote to buckwheat Spanky.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm walking through Sears, and it's just this big shirt with big buckwheat's face on it. I'm walking with my mother. All of a sudden, I just feel just a hand on my arm, like what? And I get spun around, literally, just completely. I spun around, and there's 3 black guys standing there, and they're just like, I'm standing there, petrified. I look to my left. There's my mother, petrified. She's not even moving. Like she's not like the adrenaline didn't kick in to save her child. She's now just like this too.
So we're waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what this is going to be.
Play this out.
And then, sure enough, after just this awkward pause, the 3 of them, look at that shirt, and they're all laughing their asses. They're calling other family members. There ended up being like 8 of them, and they're all just standing there pointing and laughing at the shirt. And I just stood there like this for a minute.
You
Like,
should
while
have
they're just
went
laughing.
into a Frederick Douglass speech at that point.
And then I just said, okay, thanks, guys. And
But that does come full circle because we were talking about Lincoln. You went from Lincoln to buckwheat. I remember. I don't know where I was when Lincoln was shot, but I remember when buckwheat was shot.
How did it happen? Let's take a look.
Also,
you.
shout out. Sorry. I was just going to jump and say shout out to the U.S. hockey team.
Oh yeah,
Taking out Canada after they booed our national anthem.
Yeah.
it's what you get.
Is that
Play
right?
Free bird all day.
Oh, I didn't know.
We
that.
played, big hockey game, USA versus
Right, I
Canada.
knew about the game, but they played our national anthem and Canada booed?
Yeah, they've been doing that lately. Ever since, they're going to be the 51st state.
Right.
Ever since then, they don't like us and they boo our anthem. Like, hey, man, don't take it out on all of us.
Yeah.
None of those guys playing right now are the ones that said we're going to have tariffs.
Right. But not only did we win the game, but they also, a lot of fights broke out. There was fist fights.
Oh,
They
was great.
fought for our honor.
Yeah.
So there's
Great.
a lot of videos. America, fuck yeah, let's beat the shit out of Canada.
Our new logo is "Ka-chuck around and find out."
I've been to Canada a few times working in the hockey world, and they're not nice people like you think. They were always super mean once they found out you're American. This is back then, in like 2010, 11.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, and especially when it comes to hockey, that's their like it's
yeah.
like us getting beat by Japan in baseball. We're like, what the fuck are we doing wrong here? This is our sport. But yeah, so
the master.
yeah, so
We have Otani Lichiro.
we way better than you now. You all suck.
We even better when it comes to a Harry Carry.
I split baseball with samurai sword.
Hattie Catty, your Cub announcer. Get it?
Hello, it's Andy Caddy. Here it is. We got Lenny Dykstra.
Hey, what's
up
your
to the plate.
I was thinking of Will Ferrell's Harry Carey. What's your favorite planet? Mine's the sun.
That's so good. That's so good.
I forgot all about that.
Hey.
Right.
I was in Montreal for the World Cup of Hockey in, I forget if it was 03 or 04, I think it was 04 during the lockout. So Bell Center, I got you had to get tickets to whatever games they were playing in whatever city. So USA Canada at the Bell Center and Canada Slovakia, and I will say most of the fans, like they'd boo you, but it wasn't like Yankee Met games booing. Like I've seen the Cubs play the Cardinals at Wrigley. And it's like there's booing, but it's like it's good natured. There's no like
yeah,
fights.
that's Met Yankees. It's good natured.
I think you don't really get stabbed much.
Yeah.
Come on, there's never been a stabbing
in
at a
Montreal-
Met Yankee game, has there? It's
Probably.
Maybe not in City Field.
No.
it always seems good natured to
in
me.
the Bronx, probably
But,
more likely in the parking lot.
but people I've seen people be really belligerent at Yankee Met games.
Really?
But USA Canada, I had good seats. I sat with next to me a couple dudes from Edmonton. They hate Montreal. Like you'd be surprised. Like 90% of Canada does not like the French-speaking Canadians.
They're the mean.
yeah.
It's the French ones that are the mean ones. Like when I was in Montreal, I was working for the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm on the bus because you have to park outside the opposing team.
Yeah.
So fans bum rushed our bus, came on the bus. It was just me, a couple of us, video guys, but also a couple of the coaches. So the goalie coach, this big Jack dude, had to get up and make sure they got off the bus. But I was like, "What the fuck?
Yeah, they're
get off! You guys suck! You're all
You're American swine.
And then when I was walking through the concourse filming B-roll, I had a badge that said, Hurricanes logo on it. They're all yelling at me, "You suck! Go home! You suck! Go home!"
Jeez.
Yeah. So ever since then, I was like, every time Canada loses at anything, I'm a little bit happy.
Yeah. I don't like the Canadians or the Leafs, but like I had respect for like everywhere outside of Montreal because it was so many of the guys from Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia. Like I was wearing my Miracle on Ice jersey, and everywhere you go, like they chat you up, like oh, so you're American? Like, yeah, man, from Long Island. I'm an Islander.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a good team. There's a good team. They'll need the work in progress. I'm like, yeah, listen. I'm like, wait, we're from Edmonton. Like, so then the Edmonton guy, I'm like, listen, for a decade, we had the two best teams for a decade. Like, oh yeah, I don't remember those games, but they were really good back then. And I wish the Islanders well. Like, it's funny. Like when you meet people that like sports, a particular sport, they're like even when there's you have a favorite team, like it's nice to talk sports with people that they appreciate the game.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm an Islander fan, but I love hockey. Like, talk to me in high school. I hated the Rangers, everything about them, but like I would never deny that Brian Leetch was one of my favorite defensemen. That it was because he was an American player. So
That's when it all changes when you do go into the Olympics.
Yeah.
And players that you might hate are all of a sudden on your team.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
it's like, I love this motherfucker.
I hate the Kachucks.
Can't believe we got him.
I hate both Kachucks, but I was like, before the puck even drops, that Matt Kachuk squares off. 2 seconds later, Brady, and then they were like, that was the fight that was supposed to first happen. So the Kachuk brothers, their dad played when I was in high school, Keith Kachuk. He played for St. Louis, was an American, played for the World Cup, played for the Olympics. So it's cool to be like at an age, not where I don't feel that old, but like it's cool to see the next generation of guys who grew up with also representing the country. So the two brothers are on the same first line. So the game starts, a fight breaks out with a brother and this other Brandon Hagel. He's really a great player. Now he's with Tampa, but he was coming up with Chicago. I'm like, how do you not keep him? Anyway,
Right, yeah.
So that fight breaks out. Like, okay, team, they send them to the penalty box. Like, all right, we ready to drop the puck now? They drop the puck. Brady Kachuk fights. It was Sam Bennett, I think it was. They start throwing hands. He tackles him to the ground. I was like, all right, it's kind of tied 1-1 now. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like stroking out in the den. I'm like, my heart's gonna stop. I'm so fired up right now. No one in my family cares. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, 2 fucking fights. It's been 2 seconds.
Yeah, right out of the gates.
Yeah. And then finally, like, they drop the puck. All right, no one's going to fight. They take a shot on goal. Goalie freezes the puck. Now, who the heck? I forget now who the third guy was that ended up fighting, but it was Colton Perriego. TJ Miller, who's on the Rangers now. He was with Vancouver. TJ Miller takes out Colton Perriego, who's like a foot taller than him. I'm like, this shit is insane. 9 seconds in, there's 3 fights. But then Connor McJesus scores the first goal. All the Canadians are like, you're the Putin. We tie it up. We scored 3 goals, 3 unanswered goals after them being up 1-0. And the thing is, going back to the World Juniors, every time Team USA scores, they play the solo from Freebird. And so, so it was glorious. So all the shit talking they do, it's like, listen, we beat you at the only thing you're good at. And another thing was that it's only 4 teams. It's called the 4 Nations Face-Off.
Yes.
So it's USA, Canada, Finland, and Sweden. And if you win 2 of your 3 games, you automatically, you're basically going to the championship. So U.S. had won their first game. Canada had won their first game. So whoever won this is already punching a ticket to the finals. They don't even have to worry about their 3rd game. They're automatically going. So USA beating Canada was huge because no matter what they do today, they're playing Sweden today at 8. Whatever happens today in USA's game, it doesn't matter. They're automatically a shoe-in for Thursday.
So it could be a rematch.
Yeah.
Right. Potentially a rematch, which was going to be off the charts.
It's going to be insane, yeah.
All right, so, and with that, it is, it's time to go.
Oh, sorry.
Well, what did Fremder say? You want to read Fremder's comments before we...
Fremder's comments?
What did he have to say?
Well, his first comment, because we were talking about his bad jokes, he said, a dyslexic man walks into a bra. Nice headphones, everyone. If this is what it's going to be, if this is what it's going on in the control towers, now I can see the problem. John Rusiello said he wants to hang out with Don and Jay.
Yeah, let's do it, John. You're the man, bro.
Amy was commenting throughout. I'm assuming that's okay. Can in the mouth with the word ram as part of your name. He's talking about Samantha Ramsdale.
Oh, Ramsell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can ram.
People being an asshole I'm not familiar with, he says. Oh, wait a minute. That was one of his comments. Just came from a dealership because we were talking about President's Day. Picked up the new 2025 Ford Clitoris. Let's
even
see.
Find it in the parking lot?
John Rusiello says, yeah, that was not a hockey game. It was a gang war.
Yeah, it really was, man. It was definitely USA representing, getting the country big time.
And then Amy says, Richard, who's your favorite Little Rascal? Who's Richard? I don't know who she's. Forget Little Rascals. There's no Richard in here.
Oh, that's what is that? That's the Tommy Boy reference.
Oh,
Richard, who's your favorite Little Rascal?
Alfalfa.
Is it Alfalfa?
Oh, I don't remember that.
He asked him, he's like, what's your favorite little
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I don't remember
Nice,
that.
good pickup on
Thanks,
that.
Abe. Thanks,
Give her
babe.
kudos on that one. That was
Oh, yes, I stand corrected. Sorry about that. Yes, thank you.
nice one, Amy.
And then she says, that's so cool that you met Spanky. Is she a big Little Rascals fan?
No, just the Tommy Boy.
That's
Just that reference.
All right, so yeah, definitely time for us to go. Now, you just did McGuire's this weekend. How did that go?
That one great.
Yeah?
That was great.
Good.
Pork Chop was up before me. I'd
he's
never
good
done
dude.
a show with him, so I got to ride his wave a little bit,
Right.
pull some stuff from him. That was awesome.
And I just want to quickly throw out there, we had a murder mystery this past Friday that you gracefully
That was
jumped
fun.
in with, what is it, 2 weeks' notice, I think?
Something like that.
And you nailed it, and the whole cast was, that's all we've been talking about.
So
You
fun.
totally nailed it. You rocked it, so thank you, pal.
Thanks.
That was fantastic.
Thanks. That was a lot of fun.
Um,
And if I could say,
Yeah.
that film that we've talked about a couple times. Well, let's call it a movie. All right, it's not a film. It's on Lifetime. But February 23rd is next Sunday or whatever. Murder at the Lighthouse.
Nice.
Murder at the Lighthouse. So check that out.
All right.
Awesome.
And then any more stand-up gigs?
March 6th at Broadway.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
Who's on Conversations this Friday?
We had Judy Gold. We got
which was great. Judy Gold was great.
Rob Rush from the Shark.
Oh, that's this week.
This week, and the next week, Daddy O from Stetsasonic. If you guys are hip hop fans, Stetsasonic was one of the OGs back in the '80s. And
Rob Rush is a good dude.
Yeah,
DJ on Long Island for a long time. He also does the Met games. The PA, one of the PA announcers.
Yeah, he switches in back and forth with Colin.
Colin Cosell.
Cosell, yeah. Rob Rush rocks. It was a great interview. Super cool talking to him, and yeah, we got to go to that show on March 27th over there at Mulcahy's and see John Hampson. It's all part of the Shark thing, and Rob Rush is going to hopefully get us in, like passes and stuff like that, like press credentials, so we can hang out. But yeah, it's going to be really cool. John Hampson, Story of a Girl. This is a story of a girl, and he now has this show called Story of a Song, which him and a bunch of other songwriters, and they kind of it's like MTV storytelling. So
cool. Well, John, what's his name? Jansen?
Hampson.
Hampson. He lives in Wantua, where Mulcahy's is. He's a teacher at Wantua High School.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Zach had him.
Super cool.
Yeah, he's a good guy. All right, cool. So that's Rob Rush this Friday. All right, cool. And then so today is Monday. We're Coffee with the Dog this morning. We're on now. Stand-up Memories with Jackie Martling and Peter Bales is on at 6 o'clock. Steve Squared at 6:30. Let Them Cook, a superhero podcast tonight at 8 o'clock. And then Coffee with the Dog tomorrow at 9. We're back here at 11, me and Diane, and it's Tuesday Trivia. And what else tomorrow? Hershey and the Keegs tomorrow night. And I think that's what's going on. And, of course, here at the club this weekend, Tyler Fisher is playing the club. Just some of the names you'll see on the governor's stage this weekend. Tyler Fisher, John Butera, Dan LaRocco, Rosie Fiamara, Sean Kern, Sean Brown, Seton Smith, and there's an open mic Friday night at the Late Show at the Brokerage. So go to govs.com, check out the full schedule, make your reservations to see a great comedy show. KnockemDeadComedy.com, see our schedule, and as well as get info on how you can hire us for your corporate event, your private event, your fundraiser, whatever you got going on. Govs.com and KnockemDeadComedy.com. Thank you, pal. See you next Monday. Next Monday, Seconds Out. The Genesis Tribute Band will be here with us. That'll be fun.
Looking forward to that.
And always a pleasure to see you, pal. It's too bad that damn full-time job shit just gets in the way of you getting in here more. But it's always good when you're here.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
And Tyler, too, who's become part of our family and a regular here.
Thanks for letting me drop in.
Anytime, pal, anytime. And all right, so that's it. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and we'll see you guys later. See ya.